Hello, this is Mrs. Hall. I'm going to be reading Document C, Henry Adams' Statement, modified. In September 1865, I asked the boss to let me go to the city of Shreveport. He said, "All right. When will you come back?" I told him, "Next week." He said, "You had better carry a pass." I said, "I will see whether I am free by going without a pass." I met 4 white men about 6 miles south of town. One of them asked me who I belonged to. I told him no one. So him and 2 others struck me with a stick and told me they were going to kill me and every other Negro who told them that they did not belong to anyone. They left me, and I then went on to Shreveport. I saw over 12 colored men and women beat, shot, and hung between there and Shreveport. Sunday, I went back home. The boss was not home. I asked the madam, the boss's wife, where was the boss? She said, "You should say master. You are not free, and you shall call every white lady Mrs. and every white man master." During the same week, the madam took a stick and beat one of the young colored girls who was about 15 years of age. The boss came the next day and whipped the same girl nearly to death. After the whipping, a large number of young colored people decided to leave that place for Shreveport. On our way, out came about 40 armed white men and shot at us and took my horse. They said they were going to kill every colored person they found leaving their masters. Source: former slave Henry Adams made this statement before the U.S. Senate in 1880 about the early days of his freedom after the Civil War. Henry Adams, in his statement to Congress, is painting a rather grim picture of what life was like for freed men and freed women. While freed by the law, the treatment of African Americans was still rather cruel. Adams goes on to describe that when he returns home, he is reminded of the condition of the South. She tells him that he is to call her Mrs. and that every white man should be called master. And then he also witnesses a young 15-year-old girl be beaten both by the madam of the household and by the boss. And so this is just an example of the injustice that was taking place in the South. And so he and many others are therefore encouraged to leave the South in hopes of finding more equality and truly being able to live free lives.